Please, if your video is off, turn it on. I can still see videos off. So we're going to solve this question you can see on your screen right now. The question on your screen, we're going to quickly solve. Omonye Azeta, welcome back. Last week, were you in the class? Azeta, can you hear me? Omonye Azeta, can you hear me clearly? Please, if anyone can hear me, wave your hand. If anyone can hear me, wave your hand. Anyone? Just wave your hand if you can hear me, please.
I can hear you.
Okay. Is that Azeta?
Yes, sir.
Good. What happened to you last week and 2 weeks ago? You were mute. I couldn't hear you.
So maybe it's network.
Okay. Kasha Miriam, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Finn, can you hear me? Finn, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Timothy, can you hear me? Timothy, are you there?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Let's continue. So please, I need somebody to give me part of this work. Give me the common ratio, check your book. Give me the common ratio and the first term so that we can continue. Let's just find the sum of the first 4 terms of the sequence. We have solved it we solved it last week, halfway. I think we did it halfway. Common ratio and then first term. So I want us to find the sum of the first 4 terms of the sequence using the formula. So I need not to start from the beginning. I just need you to give me part of the solution. Common ratio is giving us what? What did we find? What did we get? Timothy. Buzun, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good. Do you have the work in your book?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me the value of the common ratio and the first term. Just tell me the common ratio only for this work.
3/2.
Yes?
3/2.
3 over
2.
3 over 2. You sure?
Yes, sir.
You're sure?
Yes, sir.
You said common ratio is 3 over 2. How did we arrive at 3 over 2? What's the last thing before 3 over 2? Check your book, check. What's the last thing before 3 over 2?
Root 27/8.
Okay, yes, so correct. Root 27 over 8. Cube root, not root, right? I think it's cube roots.
Yes, sir.
Cube roots.
Yes, sir.
Good. So somebody else should tell me what the first term was. Let's see if you have this on record or you're just doing this. Kasham, what did we get as the first term of the sequence? Kasham, are you there?
Sir?
Yes, what was the first term of the sequence? We have gotten the common ratio from bosom. You tell me what the first term was so that we can continue. Is there in your book? Just check. That's if you have been following. Okay, Stella. Check your book and tell me.
160.
160. That will be first term. A is equal to 160. So let's continue from here, everybody. Let's continue from here. So now quickly we're going to find the sum of the first 4 terms. We're going to the C part of the question. The sum of the first 4 terms of the sequence of the GP. So how do we go about that? There's a formula, of course, that is related to that. Let's go back and see. You can see according to this, it says Sn is equal to AR raised to power n minus 1 all over R minus 1. And the second formula for finding the same is Sn is equal to 1 minus AR raised to power n all over 1 minus R. But remember very well, there are 2 variations. The first one is that if you are using that first formula, then R must be greater than 0. Please listen carefully to know when to use which one. Now, if you are using the first formula, R must be greater than 0. If you are using the second formula, R must be less than 0. Now, what does this mean? I have explained, and let's see what it means pertaining this question now. In our question, you can see that R is equal to 3 over 2. R is equal to 3 over 2. It simply means that R is greater than 0. Now, for R to be less than 0, it simply will be a negative number. For R to be less than 0, that means for you to use the second formula, then the value of R will be a negative number. Once it is a positive number, then you use the first formula. The reason is so that you don't get a negative answer. That's just the reason. So both formulas are actually the same. It's just so that you don't get a negative answer. Now, so we're going to use the first formula. That's what it simply means. We're going to use the first formula. So quickly, we begin. We say C. We have Sn is equal to AR raised to power n minus 1 all over R minus 1. We have all the values. Like I said, once you have your common ratio and you have your first term, everything is ready. So we have all the values ready. That's why we needed the common ratio on the board. We also needed the first term, and we have them. So all we need to do now is substitute these values. And of course, the question says that, let's go back to the question. Good, we're back to the question. It says find the sum of the first 4 terms, meaning n is 4. So we have S4. S4 is equal to A. A is 160. R is 3 over 2 raised to power n, and n is 4. So you have raised to power 4, then minus 1 all over R again is 3 over 2. Then you have minus 1. So you work this out, you simplify this and get your answer. How do you simplify something like this? How do you simplify something like this? Let's go up to the next step. You simply simplify them separately. You have Sn is equal to 160, 3 raised to the power 4, and then 2 raised to the power 4. 3 raised to the power 4, of course, is 3 times 3 times 3 and times 3. 3 times 3 gives you 9. 9 times 9 gives you 81. So you have 81 all over 2 raised to the power 4. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. So you have all over 16 minus 1. From here, all over, let's put a bracket here so that we'll know this is multiplication. All over 3 raised to the power 2 minus 1. How do you work this out? This 3 raised to the power 2 minus 1 is the same thing as 3 raised to the power 2 minus 1 over 1. And of course, the LCM will be 2. So we have LCM 2. And like this. So what do you have now? 2 into 2 will give you 1. 1 times 3 will give you 3. So you have 3 here. 1 into 2 will give you 2. So 2 times 1 will give you 2. And then there's a minus in the middle. So you have 3 minus 2 over 2. That's 3 over 2 minus 1 is the same thing as 3 minus 2 over 2. So from here, you are solving numerator separately, you are solving denominator separately. But it's not like you're going to remove them separately. You are solving it separately and still putting it at the top, solving the denominator separately and still putting it down. So they are still working together. So the next step is 160 times 81 all over 16 minus 1 all over 160, 81 all over 16 minus 1 all over 3 minus 2 gives you 1. So you have 1 over 2. From here, the denominator is almost done. In fact, it's done. We just have 1 over 2. There's nothing to simplify there. Now for the numerator, there's a lot to simplify. We have 160 times 81 all over 16 minus 1. So it's easy to just say, you can see 16 can go into 160. So why not just cancel out? 16 here, 1. 16 here, 10. 16 here, 10. So what do we have? Let me accept. So, as I've said, what we have now is 16 here, 1, 16 here, 10. So we have Sn is equal to 10 times 81 minus 1 all over 1 over 2. We are reducing it. So the reduction continues. Next step is 10 times 81. We'll give you 810 minus 1. So you have Sn is equal to 810 minus 1 all over 1 over 2. All over 1 over 2. And then the next step, of course, will be, let's go to the other end of the board. Go to the other end of the board. Now the next step will now be 810 minus 1 will give you 809. That's Sn is equal to 809 all over half. And what does that mean? 809 all over half means Sn is equal to 809 times 2. I know you all understand that. 809 divided by half means 809 times 2. You know what I did? All I simply did was remove this half from the denominator, and then I'll simply say 809 divided by 1 over 2. 809 divided by 1 over 2. Change your division to multiplication. It will give you 809 times 2 over 1. So it becomes 809 times 2. That's how this one came. So you have 809 times 2. So the final answer will be 100 and whatever you get there. So quickly copy this, and then I'll give you the last end of it. You have 2 minutes to load this down.
So I can't see the completion.
Okay. Are you all done with this part? That's the question now. Okay, let me go to the other end. Can you see it now? Clearly? Can you see it clearly? I need a yes or a no. Can you see it clearly? Kasha,
Yes, sir.
can you see it? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right, all right. Right, you have 30 seconds more. All right, it's time to continue. All right, quickly we'll go into another question. Quickly. And of course, the questions in our hand today are, one of them is this. One on your screen right now. I think it is one of the questions I gave you as homework. Even though only about 4 or 5 people submitted. So here we have 3 minus x, comma 6, comma 7 minus 5x are consecutive terms of a geometric progression with constant ratio r greater than 0. Find A, the value of x, B, the constant ratio. And then another question, of course, is this. A sequence is given by U subscript n is equal to n into 1 minus 2n. A, determine the first 3 terms of the sequence. B, if un is equal to minus 120, find the value of n. This is another question we will be looking at. Is another question we'll be looking at. And of course, here, we're going to start with this one. I'm just going to show you the way to solve this, and then I'll show you the way to solve the second one. And then we'll be done for the day. Now, first question here again, it says the sequence is given by un is equal to n 1 minus 2n. Determine the first 3 terms of the sequence. Now, what this simply means is that apart from the fact that there are basic formulas for use, especially in AP and GP. For example, in AP, you have the formula for n term given as Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. And for GP, you also have the Tn is equal to ARS per n minus 1. There are other formulas. And when I say other formula, I mean they are still related to this formula. All of them are still related to this one, but they can put them in other ways. So you are not limited to using only those 2 formula. That is why if you are given other formula to use, you still need to solve the problems. Like in a case like this, you have a sequence is given by un is equal to n into 1 minus 2n. This formula is related to that one. Particularly, this formula was gotten from that one, even though I may not need to start explaining why or how right now. But how do you use this formula is simple. It's quite simple. Determine the first 3 terms of the sequence. All you need to do is you put, for the first term, un this time around will be u1, u subscript 1. For the second term, un will be u subscript 2. So anytime you're given a formula like this, to determine any particular term, just insert the value of n. That's the value of that term as n, and then your answer will come out. This is 1998 WAEC question, particularly one particular question. And this was exactly how it came. So how do you solve a situation like this? They say determine the first 3 terms of the sequence. If you want to determine the first term, put n is equal to 1. Find the value. Use that formula they've given you. Don't bother yourself using Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. Don't bother yourself using that one. They have given you a formula, work with it. So it's like giving you a formula in a question. So they have already solved the question for you halfway already as it is. So the formula is there on your question paper. So just use it to get the value. So I'll put 1 as my n is equal to 1. I'll put 1 for my first term, and then I'll insert anywhere I see n, I'll put 1, and then the value will come out. For my second term, anywhere I see n, I'll put 2. For my third term, anywhere I see n, I'll put 3. So A will be solved like that. Now, for the B part, it says if un is equal to minus 120, find the value of n. What are we talking about? What does un mean? It's talking about the nth term. Remember, this time around, in our own formula, the formula I taught you, we used Tn to describe the nth term of a sequence. But in the one they have given you, they are using u subscript n to describe the nth term of a sequence. Nothing has changed. Just replace Tn with un. It's as simple as that. So what you have here now is un is equal to minus 120. So in the formula you have originally, the formula they have given you here, anywhere you see un, in that original formula up there, put minus 120 and then find the value of n. Make n the subject of the formula. You find out that you have a quadratic equation at the end of the day. You solve the quadratic equation either by using factorization method or formula method or completing the square method. But I will tell you, remember very well that anytime you are trying to solve any problem on quadratic equation, you have to note that if you cannot use factorization method, there are ways to find out whether you can use factorization method. As quickly as possible, in just 10 seconds, if you can't find a way of using factorization method, quickly switch to formula method. It will be the next simplest method, of course. In fact, that's the simplest method. Once you know the formula, your answer will be out as soon as possible. So I advise you to use formula method to solve this particular problem. So I'll need everybody to solve this. I'll need everybody to solve this right now. You have 7 minutes to show me your work. I have explained. I'm going to go through your work one by one. I promise you. So finish it up quickly. Stella, are you working? Quickly? All right, start. Please, I've said you have 7 minutes, but if you are done before that time, kindly raise up your hands. As in, there's an icon there that you can just tap to let me know you are done with your work. So you let me know. Gabriela, are you done? You are reading a novel. Are you reading a novel or you are working it out?
So I'm working it out.
Okay. All right, you have 1 minute more. 1 minute more. All right, your time is up. Your time is up. Your time is up. If you're done with your work, let me know. No matter how far you've gone, it's time to stop. I know you would have at least done the A part. You would have at least done the A part, no matter how badly you are slow. So I need to see your work now, starting with Noel Ali. Starting with Noel Ali, let's see what you have. Just show me your book. Show your book to the screen.
I haven't done the second one.
Yeah, show me the first one. I just need to see the answer. I want to be sure you worked on it. If not, I would have just asked you to tell me what the answer is. Bring it closer. Okay. Gabriela, you're next. Let me see your work. Show it to the screen quickly. I only have 3 minutes to do this. Gabriela, show your work to the screen. Quickly. Gabriela, closer. Okay, I can see that. Dorothy Zamani, you're next. Let's see your work. Closer. All right. Olarun Sui, you're next. Esther Peters, get ready. Olorun Sui, let me see your work quickly. I'm telling you to get ready so you don't waste my time. Show it to the screen quickly. Okay, Esther Peters. All right, thank you. Achem Timothy. Samuel, get ready. Okay. Samuel. Yes, Samuel Odeni. Show me your work. Yes. Daniela Malang. Show me your work. Quinom. Yes, Quinom, I can see your hand has been up. I didn't see it quickly. Your hand is up. But your video is not on. I don't know. I can't see you. I can't see you. I can see you raising up your hand, but I cannot see you.
Sir, I accidentally raised my hand up. It was a mistake, but I've
Okay,
done
you
the
didn't.
part.
It was a mistake.
Like,
but I can't see you. Can you see me?
yes, sir.
I can't see you. Your video. Can you just tap the video again and see? Okay, thank you, everyone. Please, this is your assignment. You have no other assignment than this one. This particular question I gave you now. Please, in case you're not done working on it, go and work on it. I want to see it on my email. I'll go back again. This is my email. Submit to the email above. And of course, I'll give you my number in case you don't like working on an email. Some of you, it's possible you do not. Send it to my WhatsApp. Snap it, screenshot your work or snap your work and send it to my WhatsApp. Let me give you my WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp number is as follows. WhatsApp number. WhatsApp. Please, my WhatsApp number is this. Um, 08161642827. This is my WhatsApp number. Kindly copy it or screenshot this. Even if you are using a laptop, there's a way you can do the screenshot. You can screenshot this and message me on WhatsApp with your assignments. If you are sending me, hello, sir, how are you doing? Without your assignment, I will first knock your head through the screen. So if you are going to send me, hello, sir, let me see your assignment first. Then we can now talk. Have a nice day, all of you. God bless you in the mighty name of Jesus. I can't hear any amen. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, bye-bye. See you.